All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome in to BigBearFoundation.com, your home for everything money. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. And today we are ranking NFL teams this season and how I think they were. So, if you guys do like this video, make sure you guys do like, subscribe here to the channel. We're on our way to 90 subscribers. Make sure you guys as well go join the NFL Bracket Challenge and Discord. All of that will be in the community part of the channel, so make sure you guys go check that out as well. So we're here back with the tier list. So on the top we have the teams that were elite this year. Under that we have the teams that were above average. Under that we have the teams that were decent. Under that we have the teams that were, kind of under par, and then at the bottom we have the teams that were ass. All right, so pretty simple. Okay, all right, let's get it going. So first up, we got the Dallas Cowboys. And by the way, I don't know if you guys had a rule, but normally when I do tier lists, I can only have 5 teams in elite. So throughout this video, I'll figure out who my top 5 teams in the football are. But all right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get it moving. All right, so starting off, we got the Dallas Cowboys. I think they were. Yeah, Dallas was elite this year. I mean, come on, let's be honest. Dallas, they had one of the most explosive offenses in the league. Dak performed pretty good this year. Zeke performed also pretty good this year. Their defense was all over the place. Like, I thought Dallas was a really good team this year. They definitely were elite, and they should be a team to work reckon with. So, as much as I hate Dallas, as much as I don't want to give them any credit, they're definitely elite team. All right, next up we got the Rams. The Rams are definitely above average, especially how they surprised all of us and made it to the postseason. But yeah, my Rams, we have a definitely got bright future, and I'll talk about that in the future video. But what I've seen so far out of this team and what power or how much skill that we have in this team is just absolutely phenomenal. We're definitely above average team. All right, next up we got the Chiefs. Obviously, they're elite. I mean, it doesn't matter what Kansas City does. I mean, they'll always be elite, even though I do hate Kansas City as well. It just feels like Kansas City will always be elite, no matter what the roster is or no matter what the coach is. Here's the thing. Just as long as you have Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, and Andy Reid, you're going to be an elite team regardless. All right, next up we got the Bears, and I don't know what to say about the Bears. I mean, the Bears were kind of in and out this year. The Bears were ass definitely to start off the year, but they did end it out pretty strong. I mean, I'm gonna give them a decent because it didn't. I don't think the team performed that bad throughout the ending of the season, which I'm giving a majority of their credit for. But I don't think they're above average or elite because what happened in the beginning of the season. So it's kind of hard with the Bears. I think the Bears are a decent team. They're not bad. They're not the worst team, but I think the Bears are just decent. All right, next up we got the 49ers. Yeah, they're elite. One of the best defenses in football, one of the best offenses in football. Debo, Ayuk, Brock, George. I mean, you have so many key pieces on the offense, and your defense is just absolutely stacked too over there. So it's definitely scary hours over there for San Francisco. They're definitely a demon team. Next we have Washington. Yeah, Washington's ass. Listen, 2 weeks in 2 weeks in the season, I thought Washington was going to be a decent team. I didn't think they were going to be the best team, but I thought they were going to be a decent team. But after watching what this team done throughout the rest of the season since then, the Washington Commanders are definitely ass. All right, next up we got Vegas. I'm gonna put Vegas in decent. You could make an argument that they could be an under par, but listen, I like the Raiders roster a lot. I do think they have some talent down there. To me, at least, put them in the decent category. Now, did they have the best season? No, but I do think the Raiders are definitely a decent team. I don't think they're under par, but I do think, I do think the Raiders do deserve to be higher than these 2 tiers. But you can definitely make an argument that they should be in the under par category, and I wouldn't be mad if you did. All right, next we have the Panthers. The Panthers are ass. I mean, they have the worst record in football. I mean, listen, I thought this team was going to be good. I thought this team was going to at least compete in the division, but instead they were basically out of it since week 8. Bryce Young did not have a good start to his career. Basically, the only thing that did well with Carolina was Adam Thielen. But besides that, Carolina did absolutely nothing this year. They're ass. All right, next up we got Jacksonville. Okay, listen. Jacksonville probably had a disappointing season. You guys might call them ass. I would call them ass. And I honestly wouldn't blame you for it, but come on. I know deep down this Jacksonville team is still very talented. I'm not gonna punish them a lot here. Even though I should, I'm not gonna punish them. You could definitely make an argument that they're kind of under par right now, but I still think they're definitely an above average team. This team still has the talent to be a really good team, and we saw that majority of this year. Guys, don't take a huge hit on Jacksonville. Don't do it. All right, next up we have Baltimore. Yeah, Baltimore is elite. They have the best record in football. You know, Lamar's been playing his ass off. They had two rookies who definitely played their asses off this year. Likely played good in the Mark Andrews' place. I just like the whole team. Plus their defense is just monstrous too. So it just takes away all the motivation from the other teams. Yeah, the Ravens are definitely the elite team. All right, next up we got Miami. I must say Miami is definitely an above average team. I wouldn't call them an elite team because they do struggle against good teams that often. But when you just took a look at the Miami Dolphins this year, they're definitely an above average team. They have one of the best offenses in football with Tyreek Hill, Tua Tagovailoa, Jalen Waddle, and then they still have a really good team. I'll give it to them. They're definitely above average for sure. All right, next up we got Philadelphia. Okay, this is gonna be another hot take here. Listen, like I said about Jacksonville, this team is probably gonna get punished a lot. But when you really take a look at the Philadelphia Eagles, once again, I don't think they're a bad football team. I don't think so. I think this team is still very talented. It's kind of like Saints are with Jacksonville. I'm now deep down, I do think the Eagles team is still elite. I mean, you can make an argument. You can make an argument. But I do think the Eagles are still an elite football team, and I'm not going to disagree with that. I do think the Eagle roster is very talented. They could be better. Yeah, so yeah, I do think the Eagles are a elite team altogether. But just remember what you saw from the beginning of the season. That's all you gotta know. But don't beat that. That one might come back to bite me a little bit. All right, next up we got the Bills. Actually no, I'm gonna switch the Eagles. We're gonna put them down here, and then we're gonna put the Bills in the elite. Yeah, just for the Eagles, they might fall off a little bit, so we're gonna put them at above average. Bills are the last team I'm gonna put in the lead because I know the Bills came off of a sluggish season so far this year, but I am going to put the Bills in the lead. I do think they're a phenomenal football team. You know, they have Josh Allen in there, Diggs. This team just has too many weapons to not be in the lead team. I mean, come on, let's be honest with ourselves. All right, next up we got the Vikings. I think the Vikings were kind of under par this year. I'm not gonna lie. The Vikings did not have an atrocious season. They actually had a pretty solid season, but this team is too inconsistent. Turn over the football too much. Even I do like their players, but it's just unfortunate Kirk Cousins got injured for them to basically spoil their season away. But they were kind of under par this year. Let's be honest. All right, next up we got the Steelers. Okay, for the Steelers, you could make an argument that they could be up here in above average, but I just think the Steelers team is just solid. I don't think they're above average, but you could definitely make an argument that they could be in above average based on what we have saw from them this year, because apparently as long as you have Mike Tomlin, you're finishing about 500 regardless. It just doesn't matter what it is. But listen, Kenny's been kind of picky. I know that their defense is still really good. But I just think they're a decent football team. Once again, you could make an argument that could be an above average, but I like them in decent. All right, next up we got New Orleans. Definitely decent. This team is very, very in and out. I mean, it's just in and out. They have a really good roster, but they just don't know how to use it correctly. I mean, it's a New Orleans thing. Derek Carr, he did not have his best season. Defense always came up what you needed. I think you're just a decent football team. I'll be honest. All right, next up we got the Giants. Oh. Listen, the Giants did end off the season kind of strong, and I'm gonna give them under par because I know deep down this Giants team is not as bad as we've seen. Plus, they did end out the season pretty strong, I'm gonna put them in under par. But it was definitely a pretty miserable season for the Giants altogether after what happened last year. I still like the team, but I just think they're under par right now. All right, next up we have the Chargers. Definitely under par right now. Listen, like I said, I'm not gonna call them ass because they're like Minnesota. They're like all the teams are in an under par category right now. They have weapons to not be an under par team. They have weapons to be a decent to an above average team. But for right now, they're just not performing at its best. So we gotta go under par for those three teams. So yeah, basically these two teams can be said about the same thing. Next up, we got the Cardinals. I don't know what to say to the Cardinals. Basic off this year, yes, they were kind of ass, but because they only won 4 games. But you take a look at Arizona's standpoint. I don't think they're going to be a bad football team moving forward. I think they're going to be on a right football team. They're just going to hang around in there. But based off the season, they're ass. But this team does have a good future with their guys. So as long as they stick with everyone and ride with the crew, I think this team could start building some momentum for the next couple of weeks. But based off season, they were kind of ass. But I would like to see them do better. All right, next up we got the Bengals. Listen, the Bengals, once again, I kind of had a disappointing season. They're not making the playoffs. We all get it, but once again, I can't blame them because Joe Burrow got injured, and that basically kind of tossed away their season and then been kind of banged up with injuries. But overall, I still think this team is still above average. I still like the Bengals a lot. I like them as a team. I just think they're above average. Like we all know what we're going to see out of the Bengals. We can never ever count them out of what they do. So yeah, they're definitely. I do think the Bengals are still an above average team. I still really like that team a lot. All right, next up we got the Bucks. Definitely above average team, especially what we saw this year. They're definitely an above average team, and there's no credit to that. They're definitely above average. I mean, Baker Mayfield played his ass off. Baker played his ass off. Um, Godwin played his ass off. Goodwin played his wide off. Yeah, just the Bucket receiver played their ass off. Basically, the whole team played their ass off. I do very much like that team a lot with Baker Mayfield in the pocket. Definitely an above average team for sure. All right, next we have Cleveland. We got another above average team. Listen, Cleveland's defense is basically saved this Browns' lives here. Their defense is one of the best defenses I've ever seen in football. Like seriously, it is. Now I don't know what happened in the playoffs, but this is not the playoffs. This is based off of this season. I think the Browns were definitely an above average team. Offense was a fluid. Defense was doing its job. Yeah, definitely an above average team right there. I would say I would say surging towards the lead almost for the Browns. Up here surging towards the lead. All right, next up we got the Packers. Definitely a decent team. You could make an argument and say that they are above average, but I'm putting them right here in decent. Listen, they still have a good team. I still like Jordan Love down there in the podcast. Still I love Aaron Jones a lot. I like Romeo Dobbs. I like everything from that team. I just think they're a decent team. Like I just think they were kind of decent this year. But once again, you can make an argument that they are on above average after what we saw in the postseason. All right, next we got Denver. Denver is also a decent team. I will say that for sure. I like Denver a lot. I think Denver can be a good team here moving forward, but just for right now, I just think they're decent. I won't call them under par because I don't think Denver is under par. Like they still have weapons to be a good team. I think they're a good team right now, but they have the weapons to be a decent team. Yeah, just right now they're just not above average. You know what I mean? All right, next up we got Houston. Houston's definitely above average right now, especially what we saw this season. They are definitely an above average team for sure. Cedar Stroud played all his ass off. Singletary played great. Nico Collins played great. Defense played great. Just everything about the Houston Texans just played great. Everyone distributed. Everybody played well in the Houston Texans. Definitely an above average team right there. Kind of surging towards the lead too, because I can see the Texans being the lead next year. All right, next up we got the Lions. Definitely an above average team. Definitely above average team. But they're kind of like Houston. They're surging towards the elite. We got Jared Goff's leading the way. Like what I saw Montgomery and Gibbs this year. Love what I'm seeing out of Sam. Love what I'm seeing from Aiden Hutchinson out of that defense. Listen, this team is going to be dangerous in these next couple of years. So watch out because the Lions are coming. All right, next up we got the Colts. Definitely a decent team. I won't call them above average, but it's close. It's close. And I just think they're a decent team. You know, they got a decent football team. I just like everything about their team. Everything about their team is solid. Michael Pittman Jr. is solid. Jonathan Taylor's been nice. You know, Gardner Minshew's been nice, and I can't wait to see what Anthony Richardson has for us to store coming off next season. But for right now, the Colts are they're a good, decent team right now. After that, we got the Titans. I won't call them ass, but I will call them under par. Listen, I know the Titans are not really a good football team right now, but they still have some weapons to be a good football team. You know, you got D Hop, you still got Derrick Henry, you still got Will Levis. So I'm just hanging around with the Titans, man. They're not a bad team, but right now they're under par. This year they were definitely under par. All right, next up we got the Patriots. Yeah, the Patriots were ass this year. I don't think we ever seen this bad of a season for New England Patriots. Like I don't like just deep down, I just don't think. Yeah, like seriously, I don't think we ever seen this bad. And plus, nothing was good about their team this year. All right, next up we got Atlanta. I'm actually gonna call Atlanta under par, but you could definitely make an argument that they could be in a decent category. I just don't think they really play well this year. I just think they had a lot of talent that they could been a good team this year. But I just think Atlanta was kind of under par this year. It's kind of depressing. After that, we got the Jets. When you look at this Jets roster, their offense is not good. But when you take a look at the Jets, I do think they have. I think they still have pieces to go around to have a good team. Like you might get Aaron Rodgers back, but based on what they were this year, they were kind of under par for sure. All right, and the last team is Seattle. Decent. I'll give Seattle decent. Listen, I know this team did kind of struggle, but I know deep down in this team, I still think this team has a good roster. I think they're gonna have a good roster moving forward. I think they should stick with Gino. Maybe they made a little bit of mistake firing their head coach. Or there's obviously which I'll talk about later. But deep down, they came back Cav. You still have a decent roster, in my opinion. I think you guys were decent. All right, and that is my me ranking every NFL team this year. So once again, if you guys do like this video, make sure you guys do like, subscribe right here to the channel. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off so you guys can watch it on time, so I can get this thing edited as well. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure if you guys want to play Roblox as well, weekly Roblox videos will be on Friday, so make sure you guys go check that out. And without further ado, like I said, I'm gonna hop out and get this thing edited so you guys are watching on time. This is Baby Harrison on Omniscient.com. Peace out. We'll see you guys in the next one.